How do you teach research? What do you value about research yourself? So when I teach research, I try to teach an inquiry-based research process. So that is, you begin with a question that you're curious to answer, an idea or a concept that you want to understand in greater detail. And then from there, I help students design methods that will help them answer that question. So for instance, a student might want to learn more about violence in advertising, say. So they'll create a question about what that has to do with the violence in advertising, and then they'll try to, analyze some advertisements. That might be a method that they could use. Speak with experts in that field to help them come to a better understanding of the violence in those advertisements, or they could speak with people who are viewing these advertisements. What are your reactions to that? And all of these different methods come out of a slightly different question that they want to know. So it all depends on what students want to research and how they want to go about researching it. And that's the main thing that I'm trying to get students to understand is the connection between the question that they're asking and the methods that they're using to answer that question. So if I can establish that process in their minds, get them thinking about the relationship between those different stages of the research process, then I feel like I've been generally successful in teaching research. And I think the same goes for myself. When I'm thinking about my own research, I'm really thinking about those different stages. What do I want to know? And then once I figure out what I want to know, what do I want to learn, then I can design methods that will help me answer that specific question. And then after that, I can go about actually carrying out that research. One of the things that I also try to think about in terms of my own research and in terms of the research that I'm teaching with my students is that it's a really messy process. It's recursive, just like writing. So you'll start with a question and then develop methods that you want to use to help you answer that question. But generally, once you're finished with those methods, you'll find that it raises new questions, right? Or the questions that you started with weren't as interesting at the end of the process as they are now, as they were at the beginning. So that you might find that new questions would be more interesting or more useful for you might find that new questions might be more interesting or more useful for your purposes. And so one of the things that I'll have students do is to revise their question as they're going along. And then that will revise the research, which will lead to the writing that they actually end up producing at the end of the semester.